Hey guys, thanks for joining me again. Today I'm going to show you how to use this beautiful burnt orange color by MAC. It's called Red Brick. It's such a nice color, and I'm going to use the same technique I use with my other eyeshadow, where the inner eye is the focal point, the inner part of your eye is the focal point, and the outer part is going to be the drama. So just stick around and we'll get this show started. Okay, the first step to this process is priming my eyelids. I'm going to use my MAC Paint Pot and Painterly, and I'm just going to take a good amount and place it all over my lid, like this. Okay? You can use a brush if you want. I prefer to use my fingertips, it's just easier. And I know I'm actually getting the product on there. And I'm not wasting any product, so... you can use this paint pot for so many different things, but this is what I like to use it for. Our next step is we're going to define our crease. So I'm going to be using my Naked palette by Urban Decay. Oh my god, I love this palette. It's so great. I don't use it as much as I should because I'm kind of stuck on my Lorac palettes, but it's a really great palette. And I'm going to choose the color Buck. Can't really see it, but it's this really pretty brown color, like almost taupe. And we're going to place that right here in this crease area. I'm just going to use a swiping motion back and forth. Swiper, no swiping. Just kidding. You know I have kids. Okay. So, getting it in there nicely. And what we do to one eye, we're going to do to the other. Okay, so I just want to blend it in there smoothly, make sure I get it in there. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to be doing more blending throughout the rest of this tutorial. So you can see kind of where my crease is now. It's more defined. If you were to look at me, you can see the difference. So that's what we're trying to do, is to create that crease. Alright, now that that step is done, I'm going to go ahead and fill this part of my lid right here, the inner part, with this Wonder Pencil. This is by NYX. This is one of my most favorite pencils that I like to use whenever I'm doing any type of makeup, because it really helps the colors pop. I know I already put a primer on there, but this is just like an extra step that I like to take. So I'm going to place that here. Sorry, my vision gets a little blurry. I have to look back a little. And we're not going to take that pencil all the way to the end. We're going to take it about right here, like a little bit past the colored part of your eye. So a little bit past the middle, okay? You can see that? And make sure you get those little bottom pieces too, because if not, it looks weird. Okay, so that part's done. The next thing we're going to do is, I'm going to use my Lorac Pro palette, and I'm going to take the color Espresso, which is this one right here. Can't really see it that well. Espresso, and put it to my outer lid using my Morph brush. Morph is almost like a MAC dupe brush, except they're so much cheaper. They're like $4, $5 compared to like $21 a brush. So if you're just starting out and you're just trying to learn how to put makeup on, I definitely recommend these. I still use them, and I mean, I do makeup all the time, so I really like them. It's a good price and it's great quality, so I definitely recommend these. So with this brush, I'm going to apply this eyeshadow to the outer part of my lid right here. And all you're going to do is make like a little line. Add some more. Okay, see how it's like a little block right there? And okay, and I'm going to do it to the other eye as well. Great. So you can see that both of these colors are, I mean, there's no blending. It's just kind of like bam. So we don't want that. We're going to blend using a lighter color. Rule of thumb when blending is you don't blend with darker colors, you want to blend with a lighter color so that the colors transition well. So for this transition, I'm I have the MAC 217 brush, which is a blending brush, and it does wonders. It's a fabulous brush. But I have great news for people who can't afford, or it's just not in their budget right now, or they really don't want to spend that much money on a MAC brush. Morphe also makes a brush similar to that, which is the M433, and they pretty much look exactly the same. The only difference is one's cheaper, and it works really well. So you're winning all the way. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this sable color from my Lorac Pro palette, and let me see if I can get it. You can see it right here. It's sable. I absolutely love Lorac eyeshadows. They go on so smoothly, and they just look really great, and they last all night, especially if you use the primer. So we're going to take this brush, and in a circular motion, I'm going to blend this color out. What's more like upward. And you're just going to keep blending until you no longer really see like a big defined line, okay? That's the whole point, is we don't want too much of a line there. We want to make it look like it's there and it just blends really well together. And I know for some people this may be like, oh my god, that's so much makeup. It just looks a little different on camera, and I mean, I personally like it. So you can always try out with smaller or lighter colors doing this. It doesn't have to be these dark, crazy, wild colors. It's just something that I like to do. Now you can see the difference. How beautiful is this compared to that? Look how blended it is. This is like my favorite process, my favorite step of the process, because it just looks so great. And it's just really nice. It's relaxing. I think makeup is very relaxing, especially if you know how to do it. Then it's not so much stress, you know? Okay, so this is blended in pretty well. We're still going to be doing some more blending along the way. And now I'm going to go ahead and blend the other side. So I'm going to put this on pause. Okay, now that both eyes are well blended, I'm going to go ahead and add my Brick Red by MAC. Okay. So for this particular step, I'm going to use, it's the MAC 242 brush, and it's a flat brush. Sorry, there's like a little piece of dust on there. It's a flat brush. You can see it's not very thick. It's very thin. And what we're going to use this for is for packing, to pack on our eyeshadow so that it sticks. So I'm going to take some of this and I'm going to pack it on. It's almost like padding, but what I'm doing, I'm distributing the color onto the lid, pressing it down into the lid, really. I want to make sure to get that bottom area where the lash line is. You can kind of drag it across if you need to, but you don't want to leave a gap there, because if you do, it looks weird. Okay. Okay, it looks pretty good. I just want to make sure that it's even. I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to my eyes. Okay, so you can see the difference. I mean, before it looks good also with that white color that we had on there, but I wanted something a little bit more dramatic. So with that being done, I'm going to go ahead and add color in my brow bone area. And typically I would use like a matte color, but today I'm feeling a little crazy. So I'm going to use a shimmery color. Alright, and with that, for that, I'm going to use this MAC 215 brush. It's a very dense brush. I really like it. I can use it for anything. Contouring, you can use it for your eyes. I mean, there's just so many options with this brush. It works really well. So I'm going to place this color Virgin from my palette, my NARS palette. Sorry, the lighting in here is horrible. This is not something I do regularly, so I need to buy better lighting. And we're going to add that to to my brow bone, like that. And it doesn't have to be perfect because we're actually going to go back in there and blend some more with the 224. And I'm going to go back in there with what I used earlier, the Buck from my Naked palette. Okay. And I'm just gonna drag this color over a little bit more and just kind of blend it in, this middle piece right here. Okay, and then I'm gonna blend it again with this 217. It's about a lot of blending. Sorry, I don't have music or anything. It's just trying to make this as basic and straight to the point as possible. I hate it when people start talking about all this other stuff. Like, I'm just like, show me how to do the makeup and get on with it, sister. Okay, so now that that's done, our eyes are pretty much done. I mean, it looks great. I mean, to me it does. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and do our brows. I'll probably spot check whenever I'm done with this. What you're going to do with this eyebrow liner is you're going to start from the inner part. I mean, I like to do it that way. Everyone has their own way of doing it. But we're going to start right here. And you're just going to follow the natural line of your brow, okay? Okay, as you can see how it's getting its shape now. If you messed up and you've already done your face and you're like, oh my god, I completely messed up, all you have to do is go back around over with a Q-tip on the areas that you went too far on and just clean it up, and then apply a little bit of concealer at that location, or powder or foundation, and just clean it. Excuse me. Okay, moving on to the other eye. Okay, let's see. Okay, so at this point you have the option to line your lids. You don't have to. This looks great by itself, but like, let's say you wanted to be more daring, or you wanted it to go into like a night look. You just have to. You'll just line your eye. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I like starting from the middle. So I'm gonna take my liquid liner and just do it in small sections. Sometimes if you try to do it all at once, you're going to mess up and make a crooked line. That happens to me a lot when I'm in a rush. So. And the great thing about this liquid liner by MAC is that you can make this line as thick as you want. You can just add on until you get the thickness that you want. I don't want to make it too thick. I just want to kind of define my lashes a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to move on to this other side. Okay. Check the thickness. I think this side's a little thicker. That looks about right. Okay, so that part is done. The next step is you can apply false lashes if you want, and I'll just do it this time. I really don't wear these during the week. I really feel like they mess up your natural eyelashes, but what you'll do is you'll go ahead and curl the natural lashes that you have. And if you notice that sometimes the liner will come off, people usually do this. They usually usually use the liner after they put on their lashes, but I don't really have like a specific way that I do that, so it's really just your preference. Okay, where's my glue? So when you're applying false lashes, you're going to want to apply the glue and leave it on for a few seconds before you actually put the false lashes on. If not, what happens is it doesn't stay on and it'll come off, and then you have glue all over you. A lot of people put these on with tweezers. Sometimes I do. I just usually like to use my finger because I like to make sure it gets on there. I really hope you find these tutorials useful. I love makeup, and I would love to. I love sharing my tips and tricks. So if you have any questions or just, you know, any comments on what I can do to make this better, just let me know in a kind and nice way, please. Okay, so it's not on there all the way. Whenever I'm trying to place it on, I get freaked out when I use tweezers. So I like to use something that has a round end instead of like a sharp end. That way it can cut my eye, just because I'm weird like that. And they're on. Now this color will go away. It'll turn clear. Okay, so the lashes are on that eye. And now I'm going to place it on the other eye. And put this on pause real quick. Alright, and there you have it, folks. You can see my lashes are now in place. My eyeshadow. Sorry, this lighting is like horrible. But that's pretty much it. Once you get the hang of it, it's really easy. So, key brushes that I like to use are the MAC 224 brush, the 217 brush, which is another blending brush, the 242, which is the flat brush, and where's the other brush at? This is by Morphe. It's the number 411. Yes, M411. So if you have any questions about where you can get these Morphe brushes, just let me know, and you can always buy them online. Thank you so much for watching the tutorial. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions about any of the products that I used today, please do not hesitate to ask. And I believe that's all. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Bye.